2, 1. Hello and welcome to episode 126 of the KBMOD podcast. We have most of the regular crew here. Scott is not here because of a mishap.
What is today?
Oh shit! What is today? It is January 26th, 2014. Thank you, Brandon, for reminding me. But Scott is not here because drinks were spilled within his computer last night during a rowdy DJing session involving promo code Dunkus and Nick Fenton.
I hope he used promo code Dunkus to get his new PC equipment.
If the PC was wearing gunners, it wouldn't have gotten infected by the G Fuel, so maybe you should buy some gunners.
True, yeah. You need to have both in order to perform at maximum efficiency. If you only have one and not the other, then it'll actually start to disrupt your entire system. You need both. You can get G Fuel poisoning very easily without gunner optics.
So he's not here. Nick Fenton is not here. I think as he's recovering from his twerk session during that same event last night.
Yeah, Nick sprained his pelvis.
Yeah.
Oh God.
But so
that's possible.
They are missing. So we have Mark with us. AllShamNoWow.
I am the hero this podcast deserves.
It's true. Not the one it needs.
No, we do need him tonight at least.
Yeah.
Because we don't. Everybody left. We need him.
And we have Hex here as well because
he apparently lived long enough to become the villain. So
yes, he's in man love with our guest. Dave Oshry is here with us. A man wearing many hats behind
and mostly gunners.
Yeah.
A man wearing many gunners.
Marketing for gunners. Involved with, what is it, Hot Blooded Games? Is that your...
Hot Blooded Games, our first game isn't announced yet. Still doing Interceptor stuff. And I don't know, I've got like 4 jobs. I don't sleep often. I can stay up late.
Dave is with us today as well to talk Vigi games and whatever other sorts of things. Yes, Steam Dev Days and pastries and other items.
Yeah, pastries.
Come up.
We get pastries?
Oh, we can't give you any pastries during the cast, but
we did put them in the mail.
Yeah.
Expect them in 3 to 6 weeks.
Expect some stale as hell pastries in about a week and a half.
Spoiled cream-filled donuts.
They're not going to taste real
good. Duct tape package from Pennsylvania. It's just like, well, I know where this is from.
So, as always, we start out with what we've been doing this week. We'll start with Spider-Man holding a submarine sandwich over there. Blackliteattack.
I was afraid you'd start with me because I didn't do shit. I didn't do anything this week but play WoW. Like, it's kind of bad.
Yeah. You beat Spyro.
That's his job now. His boss
I
pays him to play WoW on his work shift.
Yeah, well,
I still can't believe that people play
Sorry?
World of Warcraft.
Yeah, I can't believe that I'm playing World of Warcraft again. And, like, a bunch of people reminded me I, like, swore off of it, like not too long ago. I was like, yeah, shut up. Like, I'm sitting here, like, I feel like people telling me, like, oh, you said you would never go back to World of Warcraft, ha ha ha, is like you passing by a bum who's like shooting up. And they're like, you fucker. You said you were going to kick the heroin. You're still on the dope, you loser.
Do people think that they have something to hold over your head?
Sorry, what?
Do people think that they have something to hold over your head because you played a video game that you said you weren't going to play? Like it's a big deal?
Like I definitely have still a lot of complaints about the game, but that's never stopped me from playing a game before, really.
You have no credibility now. You can't do anything related to video games anymore.
That's true. I pretty much have to retire from Twitch in addition to YouTube and Twitter. I'm pretty much just going to kill myself.
You're done. Yeah.
Jesus, that's a big leap for playing WoW.
That's what happens when you say you're not going to do something and then you do. Because otherwise everybody will harp on you forever.
Just gotta kill yourself.
It's like I
don't know. The option.
That's the thing about the internet. Like, they will remember things that you said until the end of fucking time and constantly hold it over your head and hold you to it. Like, opinions change, people. Like if I said yesterday, if you asked me my opinion on olives 10 years ago, I would have told you olives taste like shit. I love olives now. Tastes change.
They taste like shit. Olives in tinfoil.
Terrible.
Dan's dog tastes okay.
Little horseradish. She's pretty good.
Anyway, my
Dan's
point is,
dog thinks a dick tastes okay too.
Yeah,
Apparently.
that's probably what's affecting her flavor towards the more negative side. She's got too much dick running through the system.
This is the weirdest fucking podcast already.
But anyway, tastes change. My tastes have changed. I wanted to play WoW again. I'm playing WoW again. I'm playing it too much.
You're having fun.
I'm having a lot of
You
fun.
have fun.
I honestly probably would have gotten to level cap, raided a couple times, and then quit if it hadn't been for the fact that everybody piled onto the bandwagon after me. Like, I was the first to fall to John's like constant like, hey, you should play WoW. Not constant, but
it's
anyway,
pretty constant.
Well, honestly, you know what I would say is probably the biggest factor in me returning was Hearthstone, because it made me very nostalgic for the game with all of its awesome Blizzard-y animations and voice acting, and I was just like, man, I really want to play WoW again. So that ended up happening, and then everybody piled onto the bandwagon after me. Like, don't get me wrong, I wasn't like, yo, I'm playing WoW again, everybody get the fuck in, this is going to be great, and we're all going to ruin our lives together. Like no, it was honestly like Hex was like, oh, you're playing.
Our lives together.
Yeah, Hex was like, oh, you're playing WoW? I might play WoW too. And I was like, don't play WoW, dude. And all of a sudden, he jumps on. Mark is playing again with everybody. Just fucking, like, everybody came in mod. Like, Lindsay Washburn never stopped playing, so like we're playing with her, and so like everybody's in on this. Like, it's insane. Now the entire guild is pretty much all KBMOD members. We have like one or two people that we have no idea who they are.
No, it's fun whenever we ask them who they are so we can put a guild note, and they're like, I'm just some guy on Twitter. Just a dude on the forum.
So far, every single time I've like asked somebody, like, okay, they'll be like, hey, can I get a G invite? And then I listen to them, like, okay, who are you? And they're like, the guy's name's like, I don't know, like Donkey Fucker or something. And he's like,
pretty common.
Donkey Fucker? And I'm like, no, but who are you? And he's like, Donkey Fucker. Like,
yeah, that's Donkey Slayer. I know that guy IRL.
That's my given name.
Tell Donkey Slayer to get the fuck on his leather worker and make me some heavy Scorpion boots for my transmog set, piece of shit.
I don't think Pooh will do that for you.
Probably not.
Saddest conversation.
Anyway. My point is I keep, I think, accidentally insulting people because apparently their name isn't notable enough. They'll be like, sorry, I don't know who Donkey Fucker is. Like, no, I know.
Fucking known, scrub.
Donkey Slayer. So I just.
He's in chat.
I picked Donkey Fucker at random. I forgot we do have a guild mate named Donkey Fucker.
Good lord.
Sorry, Donkey Slayer.
Poor Pooh.
Yeah. But anyway, also Fire of the Dragon, 100% that shit, which is actually in those games is 120% on the emulation station. And if it hadn't been for the fact that I agreed previously to play emulator games for KBMOD, I probably still would have just kept playing WoW. and I'm grateful for an excuse, not even an excuse, an obligation to play something other than. It's if I wasn't forced to, if I wasn't forcing myself to, I would still be playing WoW.
Yeah. What about you, Hex? What have you been up to?
A lot of WoW. It's been a lot of WoW
damn
for
it.
the exact same reason. And also, I agree that Nick is kind of what initially got me like interested in coming back, but it's totally Rocketopotamus's fault that I came back because he was playing and he was like, you should really come and play with us. And I was like, I don't really have the sub money at the moment, and he just out of nowhere bought me a sub card for 30 days, and it was all downhill from there.
Rocco.
Yeah, so that I blame Rocco.
That first hit's free.
Yeah,
I think now after seeing how much you utilize it.
Once
what was that, John?
Play, you're like, oh man, once you play, you're like, man, yeah, I could justify spending $15 a month for this now.
Exactly.
That was the goal. He only needed to do it once, and now you somehow magically can justify spending that money.
Yep. I don't know what it is about WoW. Like I had sworn off like paid MMOs, but it's just like I'm playing it right now. It's still really good.
But I'm sure that Rocco
I played the new expansion at BlizzCon. It was terrible.
I'm sure that Rocco
the guy was
regrets.
like, "Are you done?" I'm like, "Yeah, I've seen enough. I'm looking forward to it, man." Then I like ran out of the booth.
I'm sure that he regrets buying you that free month after seeing how much you utilize it. What level are you now, Hex?
I'm
you want to let us
at
know?
43. Well,
Yeah. Good job.
I still, I don't know what it is. Like, so the 30 to 40 grind for me was really terrible, and it took forever. And now
Foreign Veil.
There's no grind.
I did not. I played through like Desolate and Perilous, and now 40 to like 40.
Doesn't Warcraft just play the game for you these days?
Yeah.
1 to
Yes,
60 is the
practically.
easiest thing in the world now. Like I can
in my day,
you can say that Outland is kind of annoying, but 1 to 60 is
I had to
very
run
easy.
to AQ40 uphill both ways, and it was hard.
Like you get a mount at level 20. There's no grind. They just eliminate it so quickly.
Oh, you have not. Somebody in the chat's like, "Have I missed anything worthwhile since Wrath?" No. Fucking no.
Cataclysm.
Transmog.
Wow.
Transmog. You missed Transmog.
Yeah,
The greatest thing to
It's
ever happen.
Transmog. What?
Transmog is
You can
taking
change
the
your
appearance
gear
of
to
one
look like
item and applying it to the stats of another so that you can make a custom set of whatever you want. So you can just look swaggly as fuck. It's amazing.
Like a
And this is what we
Harrods
spend all of our time doing, running raids solo so we can get transmog gear.
Can you
I'm
solo
soloing
Sunwell
Max
yet?
Ramus right now.
If you can solo
Yeah,
Sunwell,
I can
I'll
solo
reinstall. Wow.
You can. I did it.
Yeah, you can. You can pull it off.
Earlier in the
Yeah.
week.
Yeah.
Thunder Furies for everyone. Not Thunder Fury. What's the bow that you get at the end of Sunwell?
Thoradol Stars Fury.
Yeah, fucking.
Listen, look at fucking Nick just automatically pulling that fucking name of the bow
God
right out of his
damn
hat.
it.
It didn't even drop.
But yeah, a lot of
in that
WoW.
fight with AT was great.
Played a
Strike
bunch of that,
Vector.
and I've also been playing with. I got into the Steam in-home streaming beta, so I've been tinkering with that quite a bit, which is it's really it's impressive how good that is.
What about Strike Vector, man?
Yeah, we did Strike Vector on my show this week, which was a lot of fun. And the devs for that gave us actually like 20 beta keys to give away, so that was really cool. I like the game a lot. It's as close to like a modern arena shooter that plays well that I've played in a while in multiplayer setting. Like Rot, I loved for the single player, wasn't crazy about the multi, but Strike Vector's multiplayer is just crazy and fast paced, and it's all the best parts of like Quake mixed with Descent. It's awesome.
This game, send me this.
It's called Strike Vector.
Comes out Tuesday.
Vector or
Yeah.
Factor? Strike Vector?
VECTOR. It's crazy good, and it's developed by a really small team. I think it's like 8 guys. It might be less than that actually, and they did it over like 18 months. They developed this game on the UDK, and it's really excellent.
And
so
it's
Yeah,
like-
UDK. I mean, the mechanics in UDK are just they're okay to begin with if you can really get something. A strafe jumping and all that shit in there.
No, it's flight.
It's a flight-based.
3D flight.
So it's like Descent.
yeah,
it's incredibly hard.
It's super hard, but it's super customizable. It's really good. It's a lot of fun. And actually, their beta signups are amazing. There was like no form. They were just like, just send us an email. And we'll send you. We don't care.
I'm gonna look into this. And they're on Greenlight. Why don't these people call me?
So we played that. We also played the guys that did Nidhogg were nice enough to send us a couple keys.
Yes.
So I played that on Wednesday. I played through the entire single player campaign of that on Wednesday on my show, and that game is the fucking best. Like I'd followed it like really loosely as I had seen it online places, and it was just kind of like, oh, it's like an Atari 2600 fencing game, and it sounded really strange, and I played through it. But man, like the combat is really in depth and unique, and like it's a really cool game. And we gave a copy away. I played through the whole thing. It's actually something now that it would run on a potato, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to put it on my arcade cabinet because I think it would be perfect for an arcade machine.
Fuck yeah. And it's great that it doesn't have any music. So like if you play music over it, like last night I just linked you guys. We were playing Nidhogg last night. We got back from the bar with System of a Down just like blasting in the background. And it was amazing. It's like it was made for the game. It's Nidhogg's
So that's about it.
we might have just been drunk.
That's about it for me.
All right, John. I'm assuming WoW.
I've been playing a lot of Counter-Strike though as well, unlike others. I probably played 15 or 20 Counter-Strike matchmaking games this week, so I've been playing a lot of both. That's really like all I've done. I haven't played anything outside of those 2 games. I actually did boot up Guild Wars 2 just to look at it because it's really pretty, and then I got like 30 frames a second, so it's time to turn it off. It just runs so bad. It's just so bad. And it's heartbreaking because it's nice to look at if you're not moving your camera. Played one game of Team Fortress 2 MGE as well. I hadn't played in a long time. I'm still better than everybody.
Of course.
That's what John does. He goes to fucking MGE or he goes to Pro Mod and then just shits on everybody and then leaves after one game.
I don't play very much. I just play to make sure I'm still better than everyone. And then
assert your dominance.
Didn't you was that this week or last week? You played ET.
That was last week. It was awesome. I didn't play any this week actually because I'm too lazy to disable SLI.
I can't.
I have to open something up to disable it, and that's just too much.
Too much work.
Too
much.
Yeah, someone linked John and I a whole guide to installing ET on like Windows 7/8 and getting it running, and like a list of servers that actually have people on them. And I've been meaning to do it, but then Dark Souls happened.
Oh, that's enemy territory.
It's still the game. The game.
Oh, that's
really
right.
well.
Who was playing ET?
That was me.
Server's still populated.
Yep.
Yeah, the only thing about ET is that internet connections weren't nearly as good as they were back then. So if you have a really good internet connection, the netcode feels really, really wonky. But that's really the only gripe I had with it.
Now. Yeah. But that game, I need to get it going again.
The sound of hitting somebody in the head with a Thompson or an MP40 and just a little dink sound you hear, and their helmet flying off, it's incredible.
That sounds are my
It's just the best sound in FPS games.
So ET, that was Raven, right? No, that was
Splash Damage.
Splash Damage.
Sorry, yeah. Is Dirty Bomb? It's not Dirty Bomb anymore. It's some generic.
Extraction.
Yeah, and it's good, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, it was fun at PAX. It seemed fun.
We played
It was
it
really
PAX,
fun
it
at
was
PAX.
good.
We are still waiting on beta invites.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just like, where's the marketing? I haven't heard about it. So it's like
We talked to one of the devs like for an hour.
Wedgwood?
At the Twitch party at PAX Prime, and
the guys that worked on ET, right?
yeah, he worked on ET as well, and but we haven't heard anything back as far as beta or I haven't heard anything.
I have beta. There's just nobody on it.
Yeah,
they should send more keys out.
Yeah, really. God forbid.
Yeah. What about you, Brandon?
Basically just Hearthstone and a little bit of League ARAMs, but basically all Hearthstone all the time. I have a problem.
Is the iPad version of Hearthstone out yet?
Not yet.
Fall to winter.
But I have a problem now.
Is that
and I
ever,
will
are they
have
planning on that for Android?
Yes, Android.
Yeah, it's.
Dave just had a heart attack.
You might want to quit one of your 4 jobs so you have time for this shit.
I'm probably gonna end up having to do that anyway because, like, God forbid I sleep.
Yep.
Yeah, I watched all of House of Cards yesterday, and then played Hearthstone, and then went
What
to
did you
bed.
think of House of Cards?
It's a busy day.
House of Cards is really good.
I played WoW for 16 hours straight yesterday, without moving.
Did you?
I went to go let
day for
Diction's
me.
cat. I went to go feed Diction and Max and Renee's cats. That's all I did yesterday. The rest of the time was spent playing WoW.
Brandon, are you playing ranked?
Yeah, I'm going back and forth between ranked and arena runs. Like, arena is incredibly infuriating a lot of times. I've lost so many games because of like I don't know, man. I've like, you would think arena would be easier now that it's open.
Arena's a bitch. Fuck
Arena's
that.
Arena is just like, I don't know. I've lost more games than I can count off of like just random top decks, like literally one card that he needs and he top decks it and gets it. Like top deck Pyroblast with a mage, or like, I can't remember what the one I had the other day was, but like literally I would kill them next turn. They top deck the one card they need. Like, the probabilities just enrage you in arena.
Astoundingly, like, just some of the luck that happens in that game against it. It's the kind of shit that never happens to me. Like, maybe I could count on one hand the amount of times luck that great has ever happened to me. It happens to me like 5 times a day if I decide to dedicate my day to playing Hearthstone.
Yeah,
It's
so I've
horrible.
been playing arena because I actually for a while didn't realize that you always get a free card pack after your arena run, even if you don't win any games.
Yep.
So you're basically betting 50 gold that you win at least 2 or 3 games, because it basically becomes worth it at between 2 or 3 wins. So I've been, instead of just buying packs, I've been just doing arena runs, but that has been kind of a mixed bag. But ranked has been great. Like I actually can make some cool decks now, and I made like a paladin deck, I made a rogue deck, and I find I find ranked games are actually sometimes more fun than just casual games, because in casual unranked, people are just putting together stuff,
Yeah,
and
people
it's
don't
like
give a
full
shit in
decks. It's
casual.
like they don't care. Whereas like the ranked decks in general, sometimes the decks are cheesy or something, but it's a deck that someone feels confident enough to be like, you know what, I'm gonna take this match seriously.
Yep, and most ranked decks you can kind of be like, I've seen this before most of the time. Like, I know how this warlock's gonna play. Whereas in casual, you have no idea what the fuck is gonna happen, because
it's like if
people
you see a
just do not
hunter
care.
in ranked, you know that it's like they probably have Unleash the Hounds. They've got they have the standard hunter cards that you expect to see someone have when they're trying to move up the ranked ladder. Whereas in unranked, like I've just seen crazy stuff, like weird cards that you don't expect to see being played.
Yep.
This
So
guy has
lots
an
of
entire
Hearthstone.
deck of Millhouse Manastorm. I didn't think that was possible.
Have you seen the decks that people make where you like do that, like not mirror image, I forget the name, where people have like 3 Deathwings out and shit?
Oh, Faceless
Yeah, Faceless.
Manipulator.
That is the most bullshit thing in the entire world. My God.
Yeah, it's terrible.
All right.
Interesting
Mark,
enough, your favorite video creator, Total Biscuit, does a series of a deck of every legendary in the game.
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah, it's actually hilariously a terrible deck.
Oh, it's awful because you can't
It's
get
fun.
anything out.
Yeah,
Because for
early
the
game's a
cards
nightmare.
for the cards he doesn't have legendaries, he just uses Alarmo bot. So it's all legendary.
It's like 24 legendaries and like it was.
And
I think it was,
He's gotten it up to
Two-Faced
like 27 or
Manipulators.
28 now.
God.
2 Faceless Manipulators, but I think he is sworn to only use on his own legendaries or other legendaries.
Yeah.
It's absolutely ridiculous. I remember he had Trump, I think is the name of the guy, playing it one time, and he lost like 4 games in a row horribly, like at high level rank, just got destroyed. And then the last game he got out like everything good at once. It was like Ysera, Ragnaros, and like Deathwing. Like I don't know, it was just everything good was out at once, and he just destroyed the guy. And you know, it was after 10 turns, of course, because you can't get anything out until then.
No, yeah. I think the lowest legendary is what, a 3?
I think there's a 2. Blood Mage
there's a
Stalnos
2.
is a 2.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're
He's
right.
a really good card, by the way.
Yep.
But what about you, Mark? What have you been up to?
Disgusting amounts of WoW. It's actually getting in the way of me doing work for of me doing YouTube videos. I have all I've played this past couple of weeks is World of Warcraft, and then shitty games that I've made videos of or done live streams.
So you're doing the Ghost single player campaign.
Well, yeah. I went back to that and started doing the
That's
Let's Play of that again because it was on hiatus because I got really sick after we moved, so I just didn't play the game for a while. And then I finally got back into that because I was actually wanting to. I thought it would be fun to go from really, really shitty games to moderately shitty games that at least have something to look at that I can laugh, you know? And it was actually pretty fun. There was a nice scene in Call of Duty where you ride on a turret, you ride in a car and you have a rocket turret and you're on a fucking frozen lake or something, and you're just shooting missiles into it. Like I don't know. Bodies are flying everywhere. It's Call of Duty. You know how that goes. Stealing
And there's a
files,
dog,
import
too.
files. There was actually. Yeah, there's actually no dog at the moment. I don't know what fucking Riley's doing. He's on vacation. I guess he just took some time off, and he'll be back later
He
in the
works hard.
series.
He deserves
But
it.
there was one part where we had to steal some files, and in the right corner, they actually showed a bunch of file names, and there were some really stupid things like mail.box, and we're stealing these things from people who speak Spanish or some other. No, wait, I forget if they speak Spanish or something else. But why? But the file names are in English. It makes no sense. But you know, I don't even know why they would even put fucking file names on the screen while somebody else is stealing them. Why is that information that I need to know? It's like they're trying to make a joke in their game that they try to take seriously. It's really weird. But I also played a game that I live streamed. It's it's one of those games that's made by these companies that keeps coming around and making these really shitty simulator games. So I saw Car Mechanic Simulator on the store, but I didn't play that. I did not play that yet. I went to the developers' pages to see what else they had made. And one of the developers is Red Dot Games, which is a Polish company. And they made a game called Ride 'em Low last year in November.
I just got that.
Oh, God. It's $6. It's totally worth it. No,
it was in the last Indie Royale bundle, and I was like, "Oh, I want Megabyte
really?
Punch."
It was in a bundle?
Yeah, so like the last Indie Royale bundle was like Pixel Junk Shooter and Megabyte Punch and Gun Monkeys, and I was like, okay, all those could be fun to play, and that was also in it. Ride 'em Low
That's
was in that
hilarious
bundle.
because Gun Monkeys is actually not a terrible game.
Are they just selling really bad games? Is like this what they do?
Indie Royale's bundles are always kind of hit or miss. Like every once in a while they get a good bundle, and then it's usually just a bunch of garbage.
But it's but Ride 'em Low is basically a game that somebody made some really neat quote unquote car models, and then they just decided to put it into a game that they made in like Game Maker Studio or something, because everything else looks like fucking hot garbage, but the car models are moderately okay.
Hot garbage.
But yeah, so they toss these cars in there. They allow you to modify them, you know, with your street tires and your camshafts, whatever the fuck those things are. Like I give a shit about cars. But you can put hydraulics on there, and then you can do these lowrider dance, hopping, and mixed competitions that I actually was not able to fucking get to on a stream, because you have to start out by doing these fucking races and earning money, and you have to figure out a way to get your money correctly, go to your garage and upgrade the right thing so you can keep beating people, because the further you go, the faster people get. And I just could not fucking get it to work on stream. But I was finally able, in my off time today, I went and got myself to where I've got a car with hydraulics. It's got a really fucking pimp and paint job. Cannot wait to show it off. Great. And I have gotten it to where I can actually get to the dance competition. So somebody that moderates my chat, I'm sure you guys know who Strudel Noodle is. He's a pro editor. He makes a lot of montage parodies, and he made me an intro that kind of parodies off of Pimp My Ride, and it's fucking amazing. And it's my motivation to finishing a video for this game, and I can't wait to do it. It's the greatest thing that I've ever seen. But yeah, other than that, Call of Duty. I played Exodus from the Earth again, uploaded another video of that. What a great fucking first-person shooter. Like, everybody should just buy that game, play it, and understand how characters are written and how dialogue is put into... I mean, it's fucking top-notch, 10 out of 10, all aboard. Oh, it's such a great game. But yeah, that's it. Just fucking shit games and WoW. That's all I play. I need to change my schedule. I need to fix myself.
All right. Terrible. Well, I will go next, and then we'll move on to Dave for games and other things. But I played 40 hours of Dark Souls this week.
Jesus.
I actually have 2 save files at the same exact part of the game. And the second one was a game I started afterwards with a different class. And I got to the same point in half the time. So that tells you what happens when you've already been through parts of the game. The difficulty goes down dramatically once you know what's coming in that game. But it is in my head constantly, that game. Just like, what can I do next? But I'm definitely in the part of the game where many people tweeted at me and like, I pretty much quit at this part. It was pretty much the consensus that I got from people.
Didn't Rick Leslie say that to you?
Yeah, so there's a part where you have to... so you beat these 2 gargoyles, which are not very easy. And then there's 2 giant guardians at the top of the stairway, and you can kill them, which takes seriously like 15 minutes to kill them both. Or you can just run past them, but then you have to run past these 3 dragons down. Like, you have to basically platform while fighting enemies in Dark Souls, which is not easy on its own. So basically, you have to run through these dragons, run through another set of dragons, and then there's these 2 archers. And these Anor Londo archers are like kind of well known in Dark Souls. I had people like, "Oh man, I can't wait till he gets to the archers," and now I know what they're talking about. These dudes shoot like basically entire swords at you, or their arrows. So even if you
They're really
block
strong.
them, they knock you back like a good 3 or 4 feet. And the problem with that is that you're basically platforming on very skinny ledges, and and when you get to the top of this like kind of platform section, you are basically running across a windowsill on a castle, like a 1-foot-long ledge, and you have to kill one of them or force him to jump off by kind of pushing him with your character model. It took me an hour and a half to get past that part last night. In total, it's like 20-second section of running and getting past this guy. It took me an hour and a half. Just kept.
I'm never gonna play this game.
Kept having to do it again and again and again. And again, there is no game, except maybe WoW high level rating, where victory has a better feeling than that game. None. Because you don't even get frustrated by it, because you know there's a way to do it. That's the thing. The problem with WoW was bosses were either too easy, or they were balanced or bugged to the point of being impossible. But bosses like Muru, WoW, were just on the edge to where players knew you could beat this thing, but it felt like it might not be possible. So you kept throwing your head against it. It was the first time that I've, in the whole Dark Souls playthrough, it was the first time where I was legitimately angry, though, is that part. The rest of the times I would get, somewhat frustrated. I feel a difference. Like, I really wanted to break my controller during that last night. Like, it was, it was...
Sounds like a game I should probably try.
It's fucking awesome. But, so I finally beat that, and then the boss after that is the hardest boss in the game, from most people's perspective, I think. You have to fight 2 bosses at once, which one is hard enough in that game. I have killed the first boss. You can kill them in any order, but I killed one of them once in about 30 attempts. Other times I haven't even touched either of them. So I just go in there and get shit on. But it is... that game, I just don't know. There's just way too much depth. Like, I have 2 playthroughs at the same spot. Like, that's a good 35 of those 40 hours. But I cannot recommend it enough, although it is brutal. And the new one's coming out in a month and a half, so.
Coming out in a month and a half already? Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yep. Pretty much middle
Very
of
close.
March it'll be out, so I guess more like 2 months. But, yeah, the PC version, the console version's out March 11th. But, yeah, Ornstein and Smaug, that's the boss I'm on. And they are horrendous. They are the worst. So that's where I'm on. I feel like I'm going to be on it for a while. So.
You sound okay with that.
Yeah, no, I'm totally okay with it. Because once I beat them, it'll feel
Good luck,
great.
Crafterson. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm level 69. I did get to level 69.
And that's where you want to stop, really.
Yeah, that's really where you want to.
That's the end game.
I'm a female blood elf paladin too, so it's. I mean.
Sexy
the
elf.
animations on that fucking class, for the love of God.
Dude,
Or
the
that fucking race.
twirl is best animation.
Yeah, well, the jump twirl is fine. It's just that a lot of the two-hander and one-hander animations on Blood Elf females are horrendous. I really hope they fix that in the visual update for Warlords Draenor.
Or you could just stop playing WoW.
Make me.
It's a fun game.
Yeah.
Suck it.
I'm
not
telling you,
fun.
Blah, you should play.
It was not fun.
You and Dark Souls
You're not
would get
allowed
along
to have
so
fun
well.
with something I don't have fun with.
How dare you?
What?
You
What?
and
Nidhogg!
you and Dark Souls would get along so well, Blacklight.
I really need to actually get into that game. I did play it briefly, got shat on, and I think something else.
I really need to play it too. I've been meaning to for pretty much ever.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
That's
I can't wait till they do the HD, re-release on PS4.
Just get Dark Souls 2 because it'll be the same game with different content, which is
You
totally
like
fine.
dodge rolling?
It's totally fine.
There's no story that I have to care about, so I can
No,
just
I
wait
have no
to-
fucking idea what's going on. But
That's the thing. See,
Like,
that's
there
what
is a
always bugged
story.
me. It's just like there's nothing.
well, there
like,
is.
I played
There
it,
is.
I'm like,
People tell me there's a super deep story in it, but I don't pay it. But it's not told to you directly. You have
too
to
deep, poorly translated. That's
you
what
have
I
to
got.
read like items and shit to get the story.
Think Diablo. Before
Oh,
Diablo.
okay.
There's no story.
Hang on, guys. I know you want to finish this
Like-
dungeon, but I'm gonna pick up all the books and read the lore.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
That was
that's what you have
Diablo
to do.
3 for me when we started. I was like, I want to know more. Fucking Aaron's in the back. He's like, because he knows I used to do that.
But that I mean, it is consuming. I've been playing Hearthstone ranked. I've been back on it after complaining about it last week. But I've been using the priest deck that Brandon recommended with a few tweaks pretty well. Also, new people are hysterical in ranked. I had a priest today card draw himself out of cards, and dude, I finished with 30 health. Like he literally did nothing the entire game, but he drew his entire deck somehow in that time. I didn't even kill him because I ended up running out of cards too. This guy just was like intent on killing my creatures, so he never did damage to me. So he drew himself out of cards and died of fatigue. So I was like, all right,
I had
cool.
somebody do that against me. I think it was a warrior. Had like every card draw spell in like available to warriors in addition to like the 2 card draw minions, the cultists and the acolytes of pain.
Mhm.
And it got to the point where he had a huge slew of guys on the table, but they were all relatively small. He hadn't really done any significant damage to me, and he had turtled throughout the whole game, so I hadn't done a lot of damage to him either. But what I did do was start killing all of his minions. Once he was out of cards, I started killing all of his minions, but left his cult master alive. So I forced him to draw like 5 cards in one turn when he had none. So he ended up taking like a shitload from fatigue, and he died the next turn. It was amazing. You got like card draws good, but if you don't have anything to finish the game, it doesn't make any sense.
Yep, exactly. So, Dave, what have you been gaming on this week?
Yes. Well, I just got back, so I was catching up on work, but I managed to be playing some Nidhogg. Love that game. It's like, you know, you're drunk, you come home, it's just like Nidhogg. Especially if you hook it up to a TV, because it scales real well. Playing Triad with the community on Saturdays. I installed the Banner Saga for like 10 minutes, thinking, you know, because I backed it on Kickstarter. I was like, I'm gonna love this. It's like story and lore, and like I was like, I need to hit the immersion pipe way harder, or like I get into that game because like I played it and it was just like words, and I was like,
How does it feel to be playing a Candy Crush knockoff?
yeah, right.
I know,
And
right?
I
Immersion
emailed King.
pipe.
I was like, I think that these guys are clearly infringing upon your trademark. They said Saga. My dog just bugged out. He's like, "Why are you slapping the keyboard?" Sorry, buddy. Back to sleep. But yeah, so I installed Banner Saga. I want to get into it, but it's just like, wow, I definitely it's one of those games where you start it up and you start reading like all the stuff that's going on. You're like, I don't have time to get into this right now.
Yep.
But I want to. Plus, I bought like 30 games during the winter sale, and I want to I bought every game that was under $1.50 during the winter sale, and I want to make like 60-second videos for each one. And I haven't had time, but I installed a couple and I played a couple. Like I played The Bridge. That game's awesome. I really want to like get into that. I got Brothers and a bunch of other games. Like this is my backlog.
Brothers is incredible, dude. You need to play Brothers.
That's what I
yeah.
heard.
Great game.
Plus, been playing the new game that we're making with Hot Blooded. Brought it up to Steam Dev Days. I'm not talking about the game, Aaron. I'm not saying anything. You shut up. Oh. That's Aaron, our lead designer behind me. My buddy, you guys might know him on Twitter. And we've just been playtesting the shit out of it because we showed it to the Oculus dudes this week. And it's an Oculus game. You don't need Oculus to play it, but been working with the Oculus guys, and they're like, "Awesome, let's have a new build ready for GDC." I'm like, "That's really soon." So we've been like playtesting the shit out of that. But other than that, trying to get some Nidhogg in because that's it's the game to be playing when you're up at 3 a.m. and you got System of a Down blasting.
All right. Well, we're going to take a 2-minute commercial break on the cast here, and then we'll be back to talk to Dave about Steam Dev Days, a little more in depth, in VR and Oculus, and all those things. So we'll be back in 2 minutes. Stay tuned.
Immersion pipe.
That immersion coach.
Immersion pipe is still the best phrase I've ever heard for that.
Yeah, I really like that, and I need to use that more often.
Hey guys, the pages are unresponsive. Thanks for telling
Everything's
me.
unresponsive. Barry, you can't have any.
Let's fix Twitch. Plus Gaben.
Jesus. People are linking Miley Cyrus imagers. Why are you doing this?
Well, that quest was bugged out in my favor.
Are we getting Miley bombed?
The immersion
Miley
peyote. Oh no.
Oh,
Did the ads run? Did that run, or is my page bugged because it's broken?
black. I'm just seeing black.
Might not have run. I can't tell. It said running commercial.
We're running gunner ads.
Trying to see if it said in chat.
It ran.
Okay. I heart dad metal in the chat.
What a bro.
Oh boy.
Actually, for a while, before I knew that wasn't Dave, I thought I heard Dad Metal was actually just Dave on a different username.
It's not me. I'm not I Heart Dad Metal. I'm Davey Doomsday. That's not me.
Alright. I wonder if it's going to tell me if it's over, though.
Yeah, I'm seeing an ad of a girl brushing her teeth.
Nice, dude. I love
It
teeth.
did.
I'm brushing my teeth.
Did you know how to brush your teeth? Let me show you in this advertisement.
Let me show you how.
Steffers on Twitter just linked an old man giving a tutorial on how to eat watermelon. I'm watching it right now. It's amazing.
The eastern sector of the watermelon.
He's like real intent and real serious, and apparently one serving of watermelon is an entire half of a watermelon.
Jesus.
How to Eat a Watermelon Tutorial by Tom Willett.
Yeah. He's like really knowledgeable about the watermelon. Holy shit.
That's a watermelon inside of a watermelon.
You begin by placing your spoon at a 90-degree angle
Very specific. Just
Or
it's
or perpendicular
It's
to
for
the
the blind
flat
people out
horizontal
there.
surface of the single serving of watermelon. Jesus Christ, do people need this explained?
Yes. The answer is a resounding yes.
My God. I've
All right.
so much respect for this man.
Did you know if you eat an apple from the bottom up rather than the sides, there's no core. You're actually supposed to eat the core if you eat an apple the correct way.
What?
I learned that. Yeah, if you eat an apple from the bottom up, apparently. I read it online
Okay.
on the Reddit XD.
I think Reddit's trying to kill you, dude.
Yeah,
It was in the Eat Cheap and Healthy subreddit.
Subreddit. Gross.
So, Dave is here because he was at Steam
Hey.
Dev Days. We also like him somewhat.
Was.
But how was
Makes
it,
me
man?
famous.
How was it?
Team Dev Days was awesome. It really was, because it was just everybody could, it's so hard getting, so Valve is a flat company, right?
Mhm.
And so they don't have like one universal voice, and it's, one or two people there, and there's no managers and directors and CEOs or anything like that. Like, everybody's on the same level. So, you either know the people you know or you don't know anybody.
Mhm.
And shut up! And you never get FaceTime with those people. So it's like, gotta go to Seattle, gotta meet the people that I email with. Hey, now is like not the time to throw the ball with the dog. He is howling, and I am on the podcast.
He just knows you're about
so-
to mention Gaben. That's
Yeah.
all.
Like, did you say Gabe?
He's praising
I
you.
love Gabe.
Yeah, that's how you
Praise Gabe and horror. So it's, just to be able to go up there and like put a face to the names you see in these emails, you're like, love you so much, you like help my game like get featured on the front page and shit like that is, it's so useful. Plus it's great to see where they're going, what they want to do, what they're trying to do, and how open they want to be about it. It's just like, because Valve's a company, like they're real secret until it's time to talk, and then it's just like this is everything we want everybody to know, and it's weird because some people thought that like Steam Dev Days was like some secret symposium, and like it was the exact opposite. They're like at no point there was no NDA. Like press weren't allowed, but that was just so we can all kind of, it was just like developers and Valve guys could hang out without being like interviewed and bothered like every 5 seconds by dudes from the press.
Mm-hmm.
But it was great because guys like me who were in there who like to tweet and like let everybody know what's going on, because a lot of followers who into Valve and into PC gaming and Steam and all shit like that want to know what's going on at Dev Days. We were able to kind of let people know what Valve's thinking, what they're doing, what's the whole idea behind these Steam machines and the Steam controller and all this shit. And it was great that we were just able to like hang out for 3 days and drink and talk about the future of Valve and Steam and the Steam machines and play with all their tech and talk to all these other devs and see what they're doing and how they want to use the platform. And it was a really fun like 3 days in Seattle.
So obviously the Steam machines were mentioned, and you all got Steam machines, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
right? Have you hooked up?
And they're powerful, yeah.
The bricks.
I have hooked up the bricks. It works. I mean, it's Aaron. What's in there? So it's got the bricks. It's got the machine we've got. So it's got 8 gigabytes of RAM. It's got it's an i7. It's what 3.2, 3. I think it's like 3.2, and it's 1 terabyte hard drive, and it's a 765M.
So mobile GPU. 765 is pretty good though.
Yeah, it's the same that I've got in my Blade. It runs pretty much everything, and it's tiny. It's just a brick. The whole thing is that it doesn't have a CD drive or anything like that, which you really don't need in things like this. But it's all about, and it boots right to SteamOS, which is really cool. And it's, the thing for me is it doesn't have to be like this massive splash. Like everybody's like, oh, how are they going to compete with Microsoft? How are they going to compete with Sony? Like they don't have to. It's like if there's enough of a market and enough sales and enough games, people will buy them because it's a thing to have. Mm-hmm. And it'll grow organically. Like, yeah, it's a niche item, but like that's cool. Like, and the thing is, it's inspiring guys like me and other indie devs to make more Linux games, especially when you've got engines like Unity and stuff like that. It's so easy now. Like it's like one button, to export a build that works on Linux. It's just like why not? Because people are going to buy the machines, they want to use the controller. There's going to be so many of them available. It's a fun thing. It doesn't have to be like, I don't know why people are like, oh, well, it's not, how are they going to compete with the PS4? Like they don't have to. It's just it's another thing. Well, I can already plug my PC into my TV. Well, yes, you can. But, it's knocking down the barriers of entry.
Yeah.
And it's opening up Linux. Like Valve and Steam and Gabe have done more for Linux in the past like year and a half than I can't even remember the last time.
Praise his name.
Yeah, praise his name, praise Gaben. May he be praised forever and a day. And it's really cool because like I don't use Ubuntu or any stuff like that, but it's just like why not? Why not? Especially when you go to the conference and you kind of get this idea like this is okay. They want you. They love the economy. They want to keep pushing the economy. In games like CS:GO and Dota 2, it's huge. You've got these free-to-play games that have microtransactions, but they're not microtransactions. You play the game, you get drops, you can sell stuff to other people on Steam, trading cards, all that stuff, and it's fun and it and it makes money for everybody. The developers get paid off of stuff like that, which is great. For anybody who knows who's at a game with trading cards or droppable items and stuff like that. They love the economy. They love VR. They're all about it. Absolutely. They're not selling their VR tech, but they're working with Oculus. We're working with Oculus. It's not the be-all, end-all, but they're making it so easy. It encourages you, like, yes, I want to make a VR game. It's this easy. Why not? Do we have a game that works or could work in VR? Why the hell not? So you like that. Steam works, VR, the Steam economy, the Steam workshop, and all these things help contribute to your game getting a higher profile on Steam. the thing that everybody's saying, oh well, Steam's getting too populated now. They're just pushing everything through Greenlight. It's not like
Well, aren't they getting rid
They're
of
axing
Greenlight?
it.
Or they want to?
Steam's just going to be flooded with. Yeah, exactly. So because Gabe came out and said, and I famously tweeted that they want to get rid of Greenlight, which is true because they've evolved. Because back 2 years ago they didn't have the infrastructure. There's 300 people at that company, and about a bajillion games being submitted to Steam or emailed to them every 5 seconds. And it's a flat company, and so with no management structure, it's just like one person has to deal with one account or decide that they want to take on this project or this guy or this company. And I can imagine it was hell for them, being only 300 people and everybody wanting to be on Steam. So they haven't said how, but apparently, over the last year or so, with Greenlight and other initiatives, they've been able to really streamline the process and just they're pushing stuff through. And everybody's like, that's great, but isn't Steam going to become like crazy populated with like mobile games and tons of indie games? And like, how is my game going to get any attention? If it's not some AAA thing. And what Gabe's been talking about is not only giving us more control, but making it more of a user curated store. So you can, if you're into certain types of things, like you'll see certain things on the front page. Plus, giving guys like me, marketing guys, more tools to make the games more visible to people who probably want to see them. We can already control our own pages completely. Like I can put anything I want. So I manage currently 5 Steam pages, for Triad, the old Duke games, the Apogee Throwback Pack, and that stuff. Like I could put anything I upload. I control all the videos I upload, all the pictures, all the text on that page, which is why you see like silly things in the comments. Like, and they completely trust us. There's no checks and balances anymore. Like they trust the developers to, what they're going to put on their page. I mean, because who would dare go against? Like, I could put hardcore porn on the Rise of the Triad page on Steam right now. I'm not going to, but I could.
The question is, why aren't you going to?
They would probably take it down, and then I wouldn't be able to buy a new boat next year. So it's one of those things where like there's this level of trust between Valve and the devs, and it's cool because it's growing. Like I asked them at Dev Days, I'm like, what tools are you going to give us to keep enabling us to, promote our own games, get more attention? And they're like, it's changing every day, and you could see it changing every day.
Now,
go ahead.
Let me go back. Sorry, let me go back to Steam Machines real quick because something that I know our audience has had a lot of questions about, and these are not accessible to everyone, of course.
Yeah.
The controller. How is it?
So when you just see it and hold it not plugged in, it's like, I don't get it. As soon as it's plugged in, it's got this haptic feedback. So those the big circles you see, they kind of vibrate under your fingers, and you could feel like, how you're moving, like a tiny bit at a time. Like it's like click, 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 click.
Okay.
And it's hard to explain. Like you feel everything. I don't know, if you've never felt anything with a haptic feedback before, you won't get it until you hold one and play a game with it.
Right.
What I really want to do is play more games, like the games that I would normally. I don't play shooters with a controller, obviously. I don't. But it's better for that. I felt like I can't play shooters with a controller. Like if I tried to play Metro with like an Xbox controller, like I would die. I'd miss all the mutants and I'd get like my face would get ripped off.
Yeah,
I just can't. I'm a keyboard and mouse guy.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So, but with the Steam controller, it's a bit easier because there's not that, because with thumbsticks there's like a delay or a lag or like an acceleration. With the Steam controller, you've got very precise control, especially with the right one to look around. The right one's got way more. I don't know what they say, triggers in it for the haptic feedback. So you can really just, like, if you move your thumb real slow and press down a bit, like really look around really slow, like if you were using a mouse. And with the left one, it's just you can swipe a little bit, or it's one of those things that's so hard to explain unless you hold it in your hand.
Okay.
And it's like they said at Dev Days, like they just kind of messed around with it until it felt good. What I really want to use it for is games like the games that I would normally play with a controller, right? Like a Grand Theft Auto, the PC version, which is obviously coming this year. They say March, or racing games. Those kind of games. Third-person action games.
Mm-hmm.
and racing games are what I'd normally play with a controller. I really want to use the Steam controller for those, but that means we need more people porting games to Linux.
Yeah.
And we need more Linux games in general. And
So-
I think what Valve has really done is they've encouraged it. They're like, I'm a believer now. Before I was like, and now I'm making one.
Yeah.
You stood directly in the light of the master.
I did. He walked by me, so he was like 10 feet to my right. I almost like collapsed and fell down.
I would
How did you just
have
not
started
keep it?
openly weeping.
It was so close.
just like
I
fighting,
Speaking in tongues.
yeah, like fighting past people just to try to touch him.
I love you. Honestly, if he was able to like, if I was ever able to like shake his hand, I would have like totally done the Wayne's World and be like, "We're not worthy, we're not worthy," like in front of everybody. And I would, and hopefully somebody would have vined it, and it would have been great. He was gone. Nobody saw it. So other than that opening address, like I didn't see Gabe like the whole time. I don't think anybody did. I don't think he was around. 'Cause, he would have been.
Yeah.
eating.
He's busy changing the face of PC gaming. All right, he can't hang out with
Yeah,
you
it's
guys.
it's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it, and that somebody is our Lord and Savior Gabriel. May he be praised,
Yeah,
Gaben. Hang on, I have to drink the sacramental wine. Praise Gaben.
I just would love to get that because playing Dark Souls this much recently,
Exactly.
I've had to use a controller, and I normally use a keyboard and mouse if at all possible.
Yeah.
But that game, although there was
Yes.
a guy in my chat the other night who was like, "Yeah, I use a keyboard for that game." I was like, "You're fucking insane."
I can't see that happening.
No,
Yeah, so with the Steam
it'd be
controller,
awful.
so what I said during dev days while I was busy tweeting fucking like everything and then some was, like I can't play shooters with a controller, but I was decent with a Steam controller.
Yeah.
So it's that kind of a thing. People say it's really great for strategy games like Civ and stuff like that. I don't see it, but apparently it is. But like I
So-
said, I really want to try it with a game like Dark Souls. That'd be awesome.
Go ahead, Hex.
The right pad, you said they're saying it's a lot more sensitive, it's a lot more point sensitivity in the right pad. So I had read that like you said, you can kind of go real slow with it to get that real precise aim. But can you also like do like a flip swipe across it for like a quick turn on your heels, like if you were going to slide your mouse way across?
Yeah, so
your
that's the
mouse
thing.
pad?
So it was a combination, like especially with the left, which turns you. I mean, the right was the right. Usually, the right one is look, and the left
Okay.
is turn. And it was like a swipe motion. That's what I would do with my left with Metro. Like I'd be looking at. I started at the beginning of the game, and I'd be I don't know if you guys have played Last Light, where you walk up to that part where you use the shooting gallery, and you
Yeah.
swipe around. It was more of a swipe than a turn, so I'd get used to like how much I'd have to move my thumb across the pad to go a certain distance. And it's one of those things you learn real quick, and it felt good. That was the whole thing. Like I felt like I could play a shooter with a controller, whereas I've tried in the past. I'm just like, I can't do this.
That's cool. I think that's going to be their biggest barrier is that a lot of people that play games on PC are going to be like, how am I going to use a controller for this? And then if it's just like second nature where you pick it up and play it, you can just go.
Yeah, and it's definitely not second nature. That's the thing. It's really weird. Once you feel it, you're like, because that haptic feedback. It's literally like it vibrates under your fingers.
You become
Oh.
Tim Allen?
Yeah.
Yeah, from everything I've heard, it seems like people who only use it for a short amount of time like disparage it a little bit, but then once people have put
Yeah, it
a
definitely
decent amount of
it's-
time, then they get used to it and they
Yeah,
understand
and they're
what
not
it's
done
trying
with
to
it
do.
yet. I think they're sticking with the haptic feedback. Another thing is, like, with games with a lot of bindings, especially Metro, like, there was no button for, like, an exit or a menu. So they're adding more buttons. I think they're doing away with the touchpad from what I recall.
Yeah, that's already.
And
Yeah, they had revealed that.
Yeah, they don't need. It doesn't need a fucking touchpad. Plus, that brings the cost down of the thing. If it had an LCD screen, each controller is going to be like $100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's going to have enough buttons for pretty much any game. Like for instance, like I tried to play Trine 2 with it, and it was not happening. Like it was not, because I'm trying to move with the left and then swipe up to jump and then use like the girl's like rope thing, the archer. You guys have played Trine. There's three different characters. And I was like, oh, this will be really cool. I'll use the mage and I'll make a box with my right hand, because he can make shape. No, it's just it like that game. No, Metro. definitely better. Games like Portal works great, but I don't want to use it for shooters. That's the thing. Like I want to use it for racing games, for like a game like Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, which is that even on PC or isn't the PC version already the Definitive Edition?
Yeah, I guess. I don't. They said
pretty much the good-looking edition.
Nah, she needed a new nose. Now it's really, really good.
Tomb Raider, the extra hair edition. We've given her nose hairs and they sway in the breeze. But like a game like that is a game that I would play with a controller. So those are the kind of games I want to play with the Steam controller. Everything else I want to, with a keyboard and mouse. I love that they've come up with a new type of controller that works better for PC games, but there's certain genres nothing can replace a keyboard and mouse, and why would you want to?
Yep. So we have some questions from viewers, came via Twitter. Was first one from @Dasgro. He says, "What was discussed regarding alternative business models for design or publishing?" I guess we could go along with Greenlight be going away, but did they discuss any new ways that people will be able to get on Steam or things like that?
I don't think so, and it's for somebody who has a relationship with Valve, I don't know what those alternative models would be.
Yeah.
I don't really think there are any. You gotta find somebody there. You gotta get FaceTime. You gotta say, here, this is the thing we're trying to do. Are you interested in this? There's no, as far as I know, there's no portal. There's no this is where you send your games, and hopefully someone at Valve looks at them. I know they're definitely trying to make Greenlight go away. What does that mean for indie devs who are small and don't know where to start on Steam? I don't know.
Right.
They didn't discuss that. I think they will in the future. All these talks are going to be made public, but they didn't really discuss any of that, any of the talks I went to. But I think they're trying to come up with a system that works better than Greenlight, where it's not just kind of like a popularity contest.
Nice.
But as far as, alternate, I don't think there's... the thing is, everybody's concerned that Steam's going to get really crowded, right? With all these games. So the key is not,
Yeah,
exactly. It already kind of is. The key isn't, letting less people on. It's making it, and I think it already does a really good job of that, of making it more of a curated experience for when you log on. Based on the kind of games you play, the kind of people you talk to, the things you review, the things you say yes or no to. It'll be, the front page will probably be different for a lot of people in the future. I mean, at least that's what I see happening.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, they're giving us a lot more control as to how we feature our games. We can feature our own games now, I think, 5 times a year. Not on the... Let me go to the front page real quick. Yeah, exactly. It'll be like Netflix, suggested for you, maybe.
Okay.
So
That'd be cool, actually.
Yeah, they'll still be the main rotator, I believe, for new games and stuff like that. But under that, you see where it says featured PC games, featured Mac games, featured Linux games.
Yeah.
You can, so now, as if you go into the back of Steamworks as a marketing guy, you can set it to stay on that featured rotator for, I think, something like 200,000 impressions or something like that. So a couple of days. So they're giving us more power of when we feature our games if we're not, lucky enough to get a daily deal or a spotlight, which, as far as I know, is still something that is done via, emailing your contacts at Valve. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, like they said, what's happening today is not the same as what's happening next week.
Right.
It's constantly changing, and it's pretty cool. I'm a believer. I like to consider myself a champion of the platform. I'm all about it, and I feel that being all about it, by making, so the game we're making with Hot Blooded, it uses the economy, it uses Oculus, it uses Steamworks, it uses all that. That's going to make Valve more receptive to putting it on the front page and get, I'm going to buy in. I want to use what I want to, I'm buying what they're selling. And by doing that, I hope they're going to like me more and like my game more and want to promote it more because it's using the things that they're into, especially with the Steam economy, with all these, you see how CSGO and TF2 and Dota 2 work, and, even though those games are free to play, they make, tons and tons and tons of money based off all these drops and stuff. But it's not with microtransactions or pay to win. It's just, using the economy, and it's, it's fun.
All right. So we have
I'm all about it.
3 more questions. At Boss Jedi Zohan asks, what did Valve have to say about their development of games? Are they even making games anymore?
They said they're still a software company, which is weird to me because it's like, yeah, I guess
Steam's a
people
software.
forget that. It's funny that it's people forget that they like still release games. Like Dota 2 is recent.
Dota
Yeah,
2 was
2
just
is recent.
last year.
Yeah.
It's like
And
it's not
CS:GO.
old.
CS:GO is recent.
Yep. Well, they
Very
didn't
recent.
dev
It's
that
because those
game
games
per
have
se,
been
but-
in open betas for so long.
Yeah, exactly. So it feels like people don't. But there's, Gabe came out and says like we're still a software company because they're not making the hardware other than the controller.
Right.
All those boxes and stuff are third party. I mean, I don't know. They did say at one point like there will be experiences on Steam machines not available anywhere else,
Yeah.
which hopefully means they're working. Yeah, no, they would never do that. Like they would never lock it to Linux. Like
I still think one day we're all just gonna wake up and it'll just be in everyone's Steam library. There will be no announcement. It'll just be there, and that'll
best
be
way
it.
to do it.
Yep.
Yep.
All
and
right.
it's I think they're gonna don't mention Gaga. Whoops.
Third question here. This one is not to do with Steam Dev Days, but it is still relevant. At Sweaty Teddy 76 asks, how much has Blackliteattack modeling helped the promotion of such a great product of yellow tinted goodness?
You're welcome.
So like I was telling you guys before, so me and Jenny, our CMO, Gunner's Gem, we talk about you guys in Blackliteattack more than we should. Because it's just like it's like funny stuff, and we'll always retweet whatever. Because like most of Gunner's social stuff is just like retweeting and promoting people who love wearing them. Especially when it's like when it's just like somebody's like, yeah, I got my Gunners. Here's a picture of me in them. It's like that's nice. But when like when Blacklight posts his pictures and then like Nikon like photoshops them onto a bunch of like fake advertisements for like on billboards and stuff, like it's fucking hilarious. Like I love putting stuff like that out, especially since I've been there, because it just shows that like it's fun. It's like can I
not
be a
just all
Gunners model?
business and-
Yeah, it's exactly like we make glasses, that are for IT professionals and gamers and game developers.
Sweaty
Anybody who
fucking
stares,
neckbeards.
yeah, exactly, and sweaty fucking neckbeards. Anybody who stares at a screen for a long time, but it's like, oh, Gunners, like, they're all corporate, and then like I'll retweet like a picture of like BLA, and it's like, whoa, okay, Gunners is having a good time today. It's
This guy
I
is
love shit
naked on the
like-
toilet wearing his Gunners, and that's advertising for
That's
them.
how you know
What?
I'm here to party.
Yeah, exactly. So it's fun because like I love shit like that way more than like some girl who's like, I'm so good at Call of Duty. Look at me in my Gunners. Here's a picture that I took and photoshopped a whole bunch. Like I'll take BLA on the toilet over that any day.
They're actually doing that chant as they're photoshopping.
Yeah.
The
That's-
number of
that's
times
not a work
Dan
of fiction.
said, I'll take Blacklight Attack on the toilet over that is disturbing.
So this last question is from Nikon, who did want to be on tonight, but isn't around.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
fuck
thought
that
he was.
guy.
I thought he was gonna be on tonight. ¿Qué pasó?
He wants to know if you think there will be more 4-player or local co-op games for PC now that the Steambox is a thing. For those that don't know, Valve announced that you can have up to 16 Steam controllers
Good lord.
working at once on
Not a
a
Mario Party. It's like a Mario.
That's
block
something to
party.
do for KBMOD land.
Yeah.
Go for it.
16 controllers. So I mean, the controllers support it. That's for sure. But Nidhogg
yeah,
is
they said-
co-op. I know that.
Yeah. So yeah. So he asked that during Steam Dev Days too, and I tried to get up and ask that at a couple of panels, but I didn't get a chance.
hmm
There's a girl with a microphone was like, I don't like you. And I was like, I don't like you either, microphone girl. Fuck you. And
Tell teacher.
I think
Very healthy relationship.
Yeah, no, me and microphone girl, we're getting along fine these days. I hope so. It's all up to the developers. Like I'd love more couch co-op. I'd love more split screen.
hmm
It's not up to Valve. It's
Right.
up to the developers.
It's up to the
It's
devs.
up to guys like me and the other indie devs who have these Steam boxes now. I mean, it's no it's no surprise that they gave us Steam boxes and Steam controllers. They want us to develop for these things. They gave away 2,000 of them. That's 2,000 plus potential games that could be made for Linux, for Steam machines. That could be couch co-op type games. I hope so. I miss that. Especially because on PC, split screen or couch co-op or co-op type games tend to be an afterthought, and they never
Just get
work
your
really well.
emulators running on
Yeah,
Linux.
drop in, drop out type stuff is not working the
Right.
way that we'd like it to. And I'd love it. I mean, the game that I'm working on isn't like that. There's multiplayer, there's single player, there's no co-op, but it'll work with 2 Steam controllers, it'll work with 2 Xbox controllers, it'll work with 2 keyboards, it'll work with 1-in-1. And Steam controllers aren't the be-all, end-all for them. DualShock 4s are still going to work in there. Xbox controllers are still going to work in there. Steam controller is just an alternative, and they said a lot that there's going to be third-party ones. I'm sure Nyko's already working on one that's going to be $20 less and break twice as fast. So there's gonna be a lot of stuff coming out. And it doesn't have to be huge for it to be profitable, right? Like these companies they have to produce enough, kind of predict demand, how many people are going to want to buy these boxes, price it right. I think most will be priced at about or less than the next gen consoles, so probably less than 500. They're going to be as powerful, if not more powerful. And it's just another thing. Do I need one? And my PC only weighs like 10 pounds. I've got my 80-pound PC. yeah, exactly. So I've got a blade. I've got a 14-inch blade, which is just as powerful. I hook it into my TV and boom, Steambox. It's also my work PC and stuff like that. But at the same time, there's an audience there. I mean, a lot of it's going to come down to marketing and positioning and selling these things. And at the same time, there's got to be a killer app.
Yeah, exactly. That actually is a big thing that needs.
It is though. Where's the killer app? There's lots of ports. There's going to be lots of games that are available for Windows, Mac, and Linux. Unity type games like ours. But where's that killer? Only on Steam machines. Only on where's that? It needs a Halo. It needs an Infamous. It needs something for the platform that's just gonna it needs a console. It needs a console. It needs a system seller. And I don't know what it is.
It's Peggle
guy. Peggle guy from
E3
E3 will come out again.
He's coming to Dev Days. That's all he's going to do.
Peggle 2!
He's gonna jump even higher this year.
Peggle 4.
He's been working on his
ankles.
Number 3. It's Peggle 4.
He's been strapping weights to his feet and jumping up and down in the gym since that conference ended. He can get up to 5 feet in the air now.
Well, we're gonna take a short.
How's gonna make that game? I don't know.
We'll take a short break. Thank you, Dave, for that rundown of Steam Dev Days. We're gonna come back with a little bit of news for you guys, and then of course, the viewer questions. So we're gonna take actually a 60-second commercial break here, and then we'll be right back with a little bit of news.
Oh yeah!
Oh yeah!
News.
News.
Send news.
Nudes.
News?
Time for some news.
Send nude news.
Send nudes.
Give me nudes.
Give me your dude nudes.
I came here for nudes. It's the only reason I joined KBMOD.
Well, you found a bunch of dudes.
You've
Sweet.
chosen wisely, sir.
This guy in chat, man, the spam was so bad. I timed him out, and now he's come back on 3 accounts.
Jesus.
He's really hot for Dave.
He really
I mean,
loves
he's
you. He loves
super
you so
hot for
much.
Dave.
Yeah, it's weird. I get that a lot. They send me fucking fan art.
Oh Jesus. That can only
I'm
go
like, what?
so many ways.
Is that for real? Do people really send you fan art?
Yep.
That's frightening.
Yeah,
I
think
would.
about it.
I've gotten some fan art.
My girlfriend thinks it's funny. I'm like, babe, they might be outside our window right now. It's not fucking funny.
This is the 4th drawing of someone putting gunners on my penis I've received this week. This is horrifying.
I don't even know how they got a picture of my penis, but
I mean,
No,
nothing,
I was
nothing
drunk
can
at
beat-
Dev Days. Now I do.
Okay.
Nothing
I'm
can
working
beat
on my
Dogs
Dev Days
Cast
blog,
fan
which should be pretty cool. It's a bunch of so what I didn't say on the cast and all that stuff is
oh, you saying it right now on the cast?
Yeah, some people have ad
Live?
block.
Yeah,
We're still live. Yeah, we're
we're live.
We're
just so I got hit up by tons of press. And they're like, send me exclusive this, exclusive that. There were certain websites, big websites, big fucking websites. They were they wanted me to take over their Twitter and like tweet directly from there. And I'm like, no. You can
Polygon
follow
was on-
I
along
want
like
the followers for me, bro.
it's like I was just like you could follow along like everyone else. Like a part of me was like, oh, maybe, but people wanted me to write stories, and I was just like, I don't do that anymore. Like I'm not a writer anymore. Like I love you guys, but I'm not tweeting this shit. I'm not doing this for you.
Right.
I'm doing it for the people like at SteamDB and all those guys who just really wish they could be there and weren't, and guys like you who just like want to know, like kind of trying to live vicariously through me because I get to go to Steam Dev Days and that's awesome. I'm like, I'm not doing it so that I can send exclusive stories to The Verge and shit like that, like because like I don't think Gabe would approve.
Josh
Right.
Topolsky.
Our Lord would look down on you.
He'd like look at me and like he'd like shake his head and be like,
He wouldn't even yell at you, just be really disappointed, and that
You would
hurts.
yeah, he'd just like shake his head and he'd be like, Dave.
I expected
You'd
better.
look
of you,
at the
Dave.
sky. You'd look at the sky, and then the clouds would part, and you just see Gabe's head just shaking and his eyes closed,
I'm
disappointed.
sorry.
And then you're locked out of heaven forever.
My lord, I apologize. I am so sorry. Bear, you can't have any cookies.
All right, guys. First news story here, and this is actually pretty big because I hope it heralds returns like Origin has at some point here. Steam is going to start allowing you to cancel pre-orders of games,
No!
which is which is really good actually for consumers. God, if only I could have canceled SimCity on Origin last year.
You got a
Game's
free
great.
game
I
out
hear
of
it's
that,
going to be
though.
offline sometime in 2015.
Yeah. So you will have to. You don't have to submit a support ticket anymore, actually, as long as the game has not been released yet. So you can. They have a screenshot here of a broken age key, and it says actually refund an item beneath it. So there you go. So Steam will start allowing that.
That only makes sense.
Yeah, it does only make sense. I would have canceled that Ride to Hell
Especially that,
Retribution
that
pre-order.
you pre-ordered Ride to
pre-ordered
Hell.
No,
that?
I'm just kidding.
I don't even think
Okay.
you could pre-order
I don't
that
think you
game.
could,
I know
yeah, I
people
think
at
it
Deep
just
Silver,
popped
they
up.
knew better.
they knew.
I still need to play that game. It's just everybody hates it so much.
Hear the sex
And
scene.
I-
It's super. It's a
I need
sex
to
scene
do
with
really
all
good.
your clothes on.
It's the weirdest sex scene of all time.
Yeah. But this one, Hex, you can speak to this. Actually, you mentioned it a little bit. Steam in-home streaming is now. Is it in beta now or beta invites?
It's still in a closed beta. You join they have a group on Steam, and then you can get a key eventually, supposedly. It was only going out to developers, and apparently I got really lucky because I don't know anybody else that has access to it. It's creepily good. It's like so I'd played it, like I have a couple systems on my desk, and I'd played it from like my main gaming machine to like my secondary
You
like
can stream
workhorse machine.
non-Steam games, right?
Right. So it's really easy to do like Steam games, obviously, but it's also kind of stupidly easy to do non-Steam games. So what I did was I just added the main executable for like 64-bit WoW into Steam, and you click on it and it just starts playing on another device. Like I put some pictures on Instagram today of like WoW on my living room TV, and I was like, well, this is basically the best thing ever. So it's interesting though, because it doesn't seem to require like crazy net connection, which is what I was expecting. Like I have on gigabit here. So when I first started playing with it, I was like, well, I better just do it on wired. And I did it to like I have an 8-core Xeon box that's just like my workhorse rig. And it works really well because they're literally 3 feet apart over gigabit. It's obviously not a big deal. But I kind of wanted to test it for something that would require a little more, like some really accurate gameplay, and also maybe like the not greatest gear. So I installed Steam on my EliteBook, it's an i5 Pro, and it's got like 8 gigs of RAM. And it's got a standard magnetic hard drive, and it's an Intel like HD 3000 GPU with wireless N. I didn't plug it into any gigabit or anything, and played Borderlands 2 on it. It felt like I was playing on my regular system. Like there was no input lag at all. Over Wi-Fi, I could not believe it.
I was gonna say when you said it over Wi-Fi, I was like, I don't know about that, but apparently,
yeah, like I
quite well.
expected gigabit to be pretty pretty decent because there's a lot of throughput there. But over Wi-Fi N, I mean, it literally felt like I was playing on the native hardware of my laptop. There was no delay, no input lag whatsoever. Now, I think the one advantage to that is that my laptop screen is only 720p. So the way that it works is it actually launches the game on your main PC, and it's kind of like TeamViewer or
Right,
LogMeIn,
okay.
anything like that. And it's just transmitting video and input back and forth across your network. So it actually scales the game down to 720p on your main rig and then streams it out and across. And the interesting thing is, if you play a game that that is maybe only windowed, like I played Binding of Isaac because I was like, well, that'll be just like a stupid test. It only captures the inside of that window. So it's actually the best way to play Binding of Isaac in full screen mode right now because it'll scale to whatever resolution you're playing at and make it work
that's
properly.
pretty sweet.
But yeah, it was really fast. You can add games outside of what are on Steam. The only thing, so there's a couple little caveats that I ran into. If a game requires a third-party launcher, I tried to play Far Cry 3 on my laptop. I could not get it to run because
man, it's the best.
Yeah, Uplay launches, and even if you sign in Uplay on your box and like we're in your account and everything, it just says can't connect with the game, and it just closes the connection. I'm trying to think so with Borderlands 2, interestingly it works, but you know how if you play Borderlands 2, when you launch it for the first time, it gives you that weird launcher that's like, okay, set all your GPU settings or whatever.
Play and whatever.
Yeah.
So it puts that in full screen mode on whatever device you're on, and then you can set all your settings, and then it launches the game again. So that was kind of interesting, but it works really well for something that's in beta, and I think that if they continue to develop it, that to me is the case for Steam boxes. And I still think that the one thing that Valve is missing from that lineup of Steam boxes is their Apple TV.
Like $100.
$99, HDMI port, gigabit Ethernet, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. That's all it needs to have. Doesn't have to be super powerful. You plug it into your system and you turn it on and just stream stuff from your main machine. And as soon as they do that, like anybody that has a solid gaming PC and wants to play stuff in a different room will absolutely go for it.
That would be fucking awesome. I would definitely buy one of those. Like if
The other
come out
thing-
$99 box.
So I guess since it's still in beta, they're having some problems with something with direct input. I believe that there's some problems at the moment with using a gamepad with the thing over your network. I did not personally play any gamepad games, so I don't know if that's a problem or not. They also can only be used with audio from Vista and up because there's something in the audio stack of XP that doesn't let them transmit audio across the network. So if you're still in XP, one, what the hell is wrong with you? And two, be able to use in-home streaming.
I still have an XP laptop that's functional.
Yeah, I mean, XP still works, but I mean, I don't think you're going to be gaming on it at this point.
Yeah. So
it works really well. As soon as more people get into it and it's out there, I think it's going to be what will push Steam boxes, I think.
yeah, I agree. I would definitely drop 100 on a streaming Steam box.
It
Sure.
just needs all the things. It needs all the things that everything else has for a comparable price point, and it's just as good.
Yep.
It's an
That's my
excuse to get into Linux. Linux is key.
So, last news story here, and about a thing that really isn't that cool. Elder Scrolls Online,
Woo!
throwing all the money in the world. This smells
Linda Carter. Woo!
suspiciously like Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Not a good smell.
Not a great smell, no.
Smells like low sales and high budget.
So they revealed their the voice cast for Elder Scrolls, and it is a lot of money. That's all I can really say about it. It's a lot of money. John Cleese, Michael Gambon, Malcolm McDowell, Linda Carter, Jennifer Hale, Alfred Molina, Kate Beckinsale, and the list goes on.
Kate Beckinsale makes no sense to me.
Like, we talked about this before we officially started the cast a little bit. Like, I've heard from multiple people and people I trust about MMOs that this game is not that great, at least in beta.
It's really not.
I enjoyed it.
Like, I don't
Many
know.
people have not had good things to say about it. I have
Yeah.
not played it myself. I would love to be proven wrong in my prediction that it's going to fail, but it's probably going to fail.
So, it is probably going to fail. I mean, I would 100% agree with that. I don't think it's a WoW killer, nor does it really need to be. That sort of age is over.
Who plays WoW anymore? Oh wait, you guys.
Like 8 million people.
Like,
that it?
Millions of people.
yeah,
Yeah.
it used to be.
It used to be. They peaked at 15. They peaked at 15.
Wow, really that high? I
Yeah.
thought it was like 12.
TBC.
No,
hit,
it's 15.
TBC
Jesus.
hit 15. Yep, and then Wrath
Burning
spiked it. And then it
Crusade
went
was
back
the thing that
down.
ever happened to humankind.
It pretty much was. I'm with you there.
Yeah, Lady Vosh was the greatest fight
No, Muru
of all
but-
time. If you get netted, you can go fuck yourself.
um,
Oh no, Muru pre-patch.
Yes, best fight. So Elder Scrolls, we'll keep an eye on it, but I feel like this is just a matter of we spend money. Look, it's all in the game.
Yeah, see, the
Well, were you guys?
the trick of
Have you
game
guys
develop-
played in the beta? We're not allowed to talk about it, right? Are we still? Are we not talking?
Well, we can't directly
Yeah,
talk
I
about it. It's NDA.
I feel like Pete Hines will
Yeah, it's NDA.
slit my throat if I say anything about the beta. Like, hey Dave.
Yeah, no, it's under
I
NDA.
seriously have disliked the beta so much. I have genuinely contemplated recording a shit ton of footage and just putting it all over the internet because I could care less if they ban my account. I was like, because
They sue
they
you for that,
literally
though.
like. I don't give a shit. Go ahead, try. It's a video game. You shouldn't have given me beta access. They literally like stamp your fucking email address all over the game
Yep.
while you're playing
Yeah,
it.
all over the screen.
Wildstar
Just
does it too.
nonstop. And I was like, you know what? This game is really bad. I don't like this. I'm just gonna record a ton of footage and send it to every news outlet ever and be that guy. But I don't want to push myself through 3 hours
Be
of that
that guy.
miserable fucking experience to do it.
Yikes.
I kind of liked it.
It's pretty serious. You sound angry.
What's the,
You know what?
Wait, you guys
the
play
problem is-
WildStar though? Is that good?
I haven't played that yet.
No.
I loved
Has player-
Skyrim
has player
so much
housing.
though that I really wanted to like ESO, and it's just Skyrim, but it's shittier because it's like my problem with that game is that anytime I play an Elder Scrolls game, I like to play like the stealthy way that you play those kind of games because they're as close to like a real Thief successor as I've ever gotten. If you play ESO that way, you can like sneak around and kind of try and sneak up on guys and kill them with a bow and arrow. But as soon as you get within kill range, some dipshit with a longsword will just run and be like, "I can kill the people," and just slam them to death. There's no way to play that
That's
game
just WoW
like
as
an
a
Elder
rogue,
Scrolls
I mean-
game.
I mean, yeah, but like, how else would the
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls Online work if not that way?
Yeah.
I guess I don't know. It's just a shit fucking game.
I just don't think it needs. Like a lot of people who like at the beginning, it's like this doesn't need to exist. What we want is co-op Skyrim.
Yes.
Pretty much.
That's
Yeah,
what we want.
that's
Like,
that's all I really want. Like, let me do
That's
it with
all
a
I
couple
want out of
buddies.
life.
4 or 5 player
Yeah.
Skyrim or
Make
something.
it massively multiplayer.
Like DayZ, Skyrim stuff. I'm a grrr.
Yeah, that would be. That
I
would
know
be
that's my sweet roll. Sniper rifle to the head.
So that is actually it. There was actually light news this week after all the Steam Dev Day stuff last week that we waited to talk about this week because we knew Dave was going to be on. So there just isn't a whole lot in January. But new releases for this week. I said there were a lot more than last week. Tomorrow, a game that was NASA helped develop called Starlight Astronaut Rescue comes out. Mark, I'm looking at you.
Self-serving.
Google this. I never heard of this.
Yeah, it comes out tomorrow. I think it's early access, but I cannot remember.
It isn't early access.
But yeah,
It does look great. I always like games that have screenshots that are in a 4:3 aspect ratio.
Jesus.
That's when you
Looks
know
awful.
it's really good.
I like how in the title doesn't even fit. It doesn't even fit on the Steam store page. Look at this.
They really want you to know that it was developed in collaboration with
collaboration
NASA.
NASA.
NASA game.
NASA
We just-
said, well, yeah,
we
these
just
look
play
like Mars
Moonbase
rocks.
Alpha and like type John Madden into chat, please.
John Madden. So that comes out tomorrow. Tuesday we get Recoil, which is a Twitch shooter. It comes out with mod tools that very first day. It was super buggy last time I played it at PAX, but I don't know. It seemed okay.
I know too much about that game to say anything.
But Strike Vector also comes out in full release. We gave out a bunch of beta keys for that on Tuesday. That game is actually super fun.
Yeah, nice. I didn't get one. Thanks.
Super hard.
Not like I'm a contributor to this shit podcast.
Well, you should have said you wanted one.
I didn't get one either. I got it from Diction. Diction gave me one. And then Broken Age Part 1, which I highly recommend you all buy. I'm going to buy it.
I have it because I backed the Kickstarter. I haven't had a chance to play it yet.
Hex played it on stream, and I was completely mesmerized by it. It's a great game. It looks to be a great game. Yeah, the voice actors in that really did pay off.
Elijah Wood.
Yep, Jack Black.
Jack Black's in it.
Yeah.
Are we talking about Mr.
School of Rock and also the game.
So Broken Age comes out. I don't know how much it is.
That game is like playing an oil painting.
But yeah, it's super good. Thursday, Octodad Dadliest Catch comes out Thursday.
Yeah,
Yes, we're gonna have some games. Broken Age is $22.49 right now. It's 25.
Yeah, you get the
so
second
10%
part
off,
with that though when it comes out, right? I think. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think so. Yeah, you can get it with the soundtrack for $26.99 right now.
You'd get the soundtrack. 'Cause,
Yeah, definitely do that.
but yeah, Octodad Dadliest Catch, the sequel / more polished Octodad, which I played on PS4 at PAX Prime, and it was pretty awesome. And then Friday, January 31st, Loadout comes out, which someone told me is free to play, but it's actually $9.99. So you're
it's not. It's because it's in beta.
Okay.
It's a pay to get into a beta, and you get your currency and whatever for paying the $10 to be able to get beta access. But it is free to
I
play.
played that game when it was in development. I thought it was really cool. Like,
yeah,
it is fun.
I love the art style.
It's a game you'll never take seriously, which is nice.
Can't.
I mean, it's fast-paced, it's very skill-based, but you'll never take it seriously.
I think the biggest thing
really fun.
The biggest thing to know is that the biggest selling point of the game, is being able to completely customize a weapon and make really crazy shit. But your basic assault rifle is still going to win a lot of gunfights. So don't think that you have to make something
like Blacklight
stupid.
Retribution.
Yeah, don't think that you have to make something stupid and buy a lot of gun parts or something.
I just like that you can make like a healing bazooka. And,
You can make some really cool shit.
Yeah,
you can make
and like shark guns that like shoot under the ground, then come up and explode. Like
that's
shit
what
like
I was gonna say.
Really cool.
Just shoot things underground that come up and heal people out of nowhere. It's really fun to do that.
Aaron
kind of
doesn't
stuff.
like loadout. You don't like loadout, huh? Yeah. I don't like it, Harsh. I don't much care for it.
I don't play games.
I simply create them.
And also, there's no date on this, but the developer page and Steam both say Shadowrun, the second installment of Shadowrun returns, Shadowrun Dragonfall, which is story in Berlin, I believe, instead of Seattle. Comes out at the end of January. Shadowrun Returns is fantastic.
I never played it. I've been meaning to forever.
I need to get it on my tablet so I can finish it because it's out on Android tablets.
Did they ever add like saves?
Yeah. I'm like 3 or 4 hours my save files.
Yeah, I think that was a big thing that they were trying to add was the saves instead of the checkpoints, right? For the second part.
Yeah, we did the same thing with Triad. It's like, okay, we'll add quick saves. Hang on. Okay, we did. You have me. Okay.
So Shadowrun
holy shit!
Out.
Quick saves in your games, guys.
And that game is really good, especially if you liked XCOM, you will like Shadowrun. They are very similar combat-wise.
I tried playing the original, the Super Nintendo game, a little while ago, and I could not get into it.
It doesn't look like a game that plays like XCOM because I played a lot of it.
It's an RPG, so there's a lot of talking to people in it, and character development and story.
So you got to hit the immersion pipe pretty hard.
But the combat is all turn-based, cover-based.
Oh, okay.
Like you can critical or miss. You only have a certain amount of actions per turn, that kind of thing.
I gotcha.
And you have a squad. Like you don't always. Sometimes you are solo, but a lot of times you'll have a squad in a fight. So I liked Shadowrun Returns a lot. It's great if you have a tablet too. Now that it's out on tablets.
That's right. It's on. Is it on Android or just iOS?
Android and iOS. Yep. I think it's $12 or something like that.
I have a reason to use my Google tablet. My Nexus 7's gonna get turned on. I don't even know where it is.
So, All right, guys, we're going to take another short commercial break of 1 minute here, and then we'll be back with, of course, viewer questions. It's me time.
And some Crypt fan fiction.
God damn it! I read the Octavian one is the
They're
fucking
so good.
So amazing.
the Octavian was great because it all rhymes, the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
You should read it on the stream.
I should. I'm going to right now. Good day, Octavian. Al Pacino here, calling in from the Tony Gambino Casino in Reno. I'd like you and your Paparino to star in the latest of my trio of neo-pornerinos. Filipino Latino shoving jalapenos up their pee holes. 3. Directed by Quentin Tarantino. Give me a call, amigo.
Fucking good.
No copy paste to Reno, please.
That was brilliant.
God damn it.
How do you get away with following 160 people, Brendan? It must be so boring.
No, actually, that's like a requirement of being someone I follow. Is that like if you blow up my feed, I just unfollow those people.
Sorry, Blacklight.
Yeah,
That's
you're
actually
gonna
why.
be unfollowing me in like a minute.
Well, you're on a trial basis, Dave.
Oh no! You'll be done in like by tomorrow.
When Dave goes off, he goes off.
Well, I mean, I'm talking like if you're
He's
tweeting
excited
at
for me to
Blacklight
live tweet
levels,
Dice.
I can't keep up with that.
Live tweet Dice. I go, David Jaffe fell down. Oh, he's drunk again.
I can get on board with tweets like that.
And you know what? Funny enough, I've actually been tweeting a lot less because I've started playing WoW and discovered how to play it easily at work. And normally I tweet the most when I'm bored at work. Now I'm not bored at work. I'm playing at work.
All right.
I actually noticed the KBMOD Twitter account is now above a 1-to-1 follower to tweet ratio, which I'm pretty pleased with.
I've been tweeting more on it actually lately, but viewer questions. First question from Sir Dix a lot.
Sexy name. I don't have the video.
I wonder what the content of his question is going to be about.
It is about dicks.
Nice.
Who is Dave Oshry? And if I suck his dick, can I be part of KBMOD?
There's a dick there.
No, but you can suck his dick.
I mean, you can. I don't know if he's going to be cool with that.
Hey,
But
babe. Some guy on the internet wants to suck my dick. Is that all right? Yeah. She said that's all right. All right, bro. There you go.
You just got permission.
there you go. Boom. We're not even going to answer who he is, because if you weren't listening to the first half, I don't know what to tell you. This next question is one of my all-time favorites for some reason. From Shadow Assassin 63, which is a real serious Twitter name.
Serious as fuck.
Yeah. Other than gaming, what are your favorite pastries?
I mean, we're a pastry.
Classic
More
misdirection.
Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, our Pop-Tarts and pastry.
Yeah, they're toaster pastries.
Pop-Tarts
Some
are
Pop-Tarts.
absolutely a pastry.
What about toaster strudels?
I'm not such a
Fucking
Pop-Tart
toaster
fan.
strudels are
Fucking
the
hard.
shit.
They're way better than fucking Pop-Tarts.
Toaster
They
strudels
are.
are so
Sorry.
much
Aaron,
better.
you like
They take longer to make.
They're not
though.
better than Smart
No, because you know what you do
Plus,
with
I have
a... No, go ahead.
Nothing's worse than trying to put the icing on your toaster strudel and it just doesn't turn out as well as you'd like, and the entire thing is ruined.
You're not a pro then. You've got to learn how to
Every
cut
time
that
I
thing.
apply the icing, it looks like a commercial. Okay?
Because you get a credit card out and you fucking spread it for 7 hours.
By the time you spread your icing, it's cold again.
Yeah.
See, that's not the strudel's fault though. That's your fault.
Well, no, that's the way you make a strudel. Is that you put it in the toaster for just long enough that the crust is a little warm, but then the fucking inside of it is cold, and that's the best way to fucking eat it. I don't understand anybody that has hot toaster strudels.
I mean, listen, if you
weird.
can time it perfectly to get that, then
Depends on your
more power
toaster,
to
so-
you. But yeah, I'm saying like every time I
you
do
guys
toaster
talking like
strudel,
pop-up
the inside is
toasters
molten lava.
or like toaster
No, like
ovens where it
toaster
sits
No,
in there?
pop-up toaster. Pop-up toaster.
Oh, all right.
Pop-up toaster, it's hard because you've got like bagel mode where it only toasts like the outside,
Bagel
which is
mode.
great. But not every. Yeah, no, you don't have a toast. So they make these new pop toasters with bagel mode. Maybe it's only in New York. You've got toasters with
Bagel
bagel mode for fucking Jews like me. But it's like so bagel mode will only toast will only toast like the outside, so the inside stays like soft.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah,
Pretty
yeah, that's
impressive.
a thing.
That's- I think I'm naming my next WoW alt bagel mode.
Bagel mode. That's it. That should be my new Twitter handle. Bagel mode.
At bagel mode.
At bagel mode.
About to go bagel mode on these motherfuckers.
As far as my
Bagel mode city.
actual favorite pastry, I'm a big fan of the bear claw, the solid pastry.
Solid choice.
Solid both figuratively and literally.
Yeah. Also, Boston cream pie filled donuts. The
Yes.
Boston cream donuts.
Solid.
Delicious.
I'm gonna have to go with a cheese Danish.
Really?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
that's pretty
I'm
good.
not a
That
Danish
is.
guy. Not a
I
Danish
am
good.
absolutely. I will fuck up a Danish. Pretty much any Danish.
Danish mode?
Depending on my mood. I
Are we
think.
still talking about eating it?
And it's poking a hole in it. and Fucking it,
Blacklight
literally.
Attack finds
Debatable.
Danish people and fucks them up. That's
Whoa! I developed a couple of games with Danish people. Don't tell them you want to Blacklight Attack them.
Well,
Guys,
anyway.
we're under Blacklight Attack.
I would say mine is an
Very
eclair.
sexy.
Anyway,
Eclair, is
what
that
I
what
was
you said?
saying.
An
was-
eclair, yeah. I like an eclair.
Go ahead, blah. What's
For
your
the
favorite
most
pastry?
part, I will take a cheese Danish over any other Danish if given the opportunity, because many times you'll come with a platter of assorted Danishes, which is just fucking heaven. But
It's just fuck heaven for you. A platter of Danishes is fuck heaven.
all right, you know what? You guys sexualizing on my tweets just really is underlining how much of a crush you all have on me, and it's making me uncomfortable. So if we can still harass my work environment, I would appreciate
No.
it.
Never.
Anyway,
What are we up to on foods?
but this depending on my mood, I might go for like a raspberry Danish or something.
Nice. I avoid Danishes like the plague.
You are a
You
horrible
hate Danish
person,
people? You fucking
Like
racist.
Danish?
but I respect your decision.
Also, someone in chat has just mentioned caramel croissants. Those are a thing?
I
That's
didn't
a
know
thing?
that
That
existed.
doesn't even sound good, to be honest. But I'm also not a huge
Yeah.
caramel.
I like caramel.
I like
so I'm gonna look this up.
regular croissant.
croissant.
Yeah, I
Croissant.
will.
Only if you say croissant.
I do love.
Croissant. You gotta be like croissant. 'Cause then it's not as good.
I think I'd go for a cinnamon roll, like a
Ooh,
really
a real good.
That's
nice
solid
cinnamon
choice.
roll.
You gotta do a cinnamon and
So
get
my
fat as
sweet
fuck.
roll.
Yeah.
Oh, Dan is so racist.
Come
Yeah,
on,
like it's a
dude.
fucking new thing.
All right. This is a great question from Fat Attack 82, especially for those who are into competitive gaming. He asks, if you could have any historical figure on your game battles team, who would you choose?
Oh man.
Abraham Lincoln.
Can
That's
you
my-
really? Do you think? See, that's the problem here, though. Is you go too far back, this dude's gonna be just mesmerized by the technology.
That's true. That's true. You have to pick
Ghost
someone
of Stonewall Jackson.
you have to pick someone who's actually going to be able to compete and not just going to be staring at the screen wondering why it's like lighting up.
Magic
and making
picture
noise.
box.
Fatality before he was
I'm gonna
49 years
I'm
old.
gonna go with Notorious B.I.G. because I bet you that motherfucker could fucking destroy people on
Super
Tecmo Super Bowl.
Nintendo, Sega
Sega
Genesis.
Genesis.
I'm going with
we
Notorious
couldn't picture this.
B.I.G.
I like the fact that we're considering Notorious
in a
B.I.G.
bubble
as a
goose.
historical figure.
Yeah, historical.
He is a fucking
I-
historical figure.
You
I'm
said I
offended
needed to pick
about you
somebody.
think he
I'm
isn't.
not disputing
That's
it,
just
but I am
usually
amused
a word
by
that you
the
use
fact.
for really old people. Historical figure.
Some
Like,
shout-outs
you
to
gotta
Paul
go at least
Walker in
4 or
the
5
chat.
decades back.
Paul Walker, Castro, John Carmack.
Sun Tzu.
John Carmack is the best answer.
Sun Tzu in a
Steve-
Civ 5 game.
I would
you
go FDR because he's in a wheelchair, so he has nothing better to do than play baseball.
You can't
He has
say
an
that.
excuse for sitting on his ass all day.
He just did.
Shout-outs to
And
Polio.
Frank, Ice Cube. Yeah, Ice Cube. Ice Cube doesn't play video games. He did an AMA on Twitter. Like, fuck video games. Play Peggle.
Peggle 4.
Which historical figure or current
Ellen
rapper?
I love how it's
Sorry,
just all
this is
rappers.
always-
Or I'm
this
so- I'm
is
sorry,
always where
old
these
school
questions end up is just
Genghis
random
Khan.
people that like how do
Well-
these qualify as historical figures?
I think I,
feel
gotta
like
go
that
with.
Obama fella seems like
Yeah.
a tech savvy guy.
Yeah, he knows a lot
Thanks,
about technology.
Obama.
He uses Twitter, so he can probably play.
I'm gonna go with Soldier Boy because he streamed on Twitch.
Oh my
he
god, it's
clearly-
the greatest fucking stream ever, too.
He also beat Steven Totillo,
I like how we've all said either basically our historical figure, our whole span of
Or a
historical
rapper.
figures is either presidents or rappers. What the fuck?
Rappers
It's all we
game,
know.
dude. They
It's
know
all
what's
we
up.
know.
We're trying to win.
I'm trying to win. I'm in game battles here.
All I do
Not
is
some
win,
fucking
win,
bullshit
win.
league. I'm in game battles. For Modern Warfare 2, still, for some reason.
Oh, Modern Warfare 2, right? Yeah.
Ernest from the Ernest Goes To movies.
That is the best.
Very historical.
You might not get too much practice in because he smoked like 30 packs a day, which is why he's dead.
Oh, God.
Jesus was a
wow.
good choice. Because Jesus wouldn't be, like, mystified by any of the tech. He knew what was coming.
He
That's
was
true.
watching us that whole
That's
time.
true.
He's
Yeah.
probably got like a PS5 up in heaven.
Jesus is the reason Call of Duty exists. He loves
That's
first-person
true.
shooters.
That's true. And you might think like he's the son of God, he can cheat, but Jesus is a moral guy. He wouldn't.
No,
do
Riley
that.
was made because Jesus has a dog in heaven, and then Jesus decided, you know what? I want a dog in the Call of Duty, so I'm gonna go to somebody in the night inside of their dream and inspire them through my powers.
And that's how Riley was born.
I think Jesus was gonna go inside somebody in their sleep. Can't just say that.
Mental image of Jesus forcibly taking someone in the night. Just wake the fuck up. We're talking about dogs. Let's do this.
How would you feel if you were the person that Jesus came to talk to and that's all he wanted to talk about? He was like, look, dude, I've been playing this Call of Duty game and I was thinking, what if we put a dog in it?
What's your KD ratio,
What's
bro?
your gamer
What
tag,
is the
Jesus?
meaning of life, my lord?
It's
Like,
put a
yeah,
fucking
so
dog
anyway,
in the
bro,
game.
so I'm on this one map, and I'm coming around this corner, and this fucking noob, he fucking hits me with,
Jesus!
Jesus Christ! Yeah, I know, that's what I'm telling you.
His gamer tag is XX Jesus Kush 420
It's like
XX.
Kush 420 XX blunt smoke.
Are there dedicated servers in heaven? I fucking hope so.
I hope so.
My lord, what is the meaning of life? Actually, it was all us leading up to these promotional codes on Mountain Dew bottles. So I hate to disappoint you, but this is the
That's
crux
the
of
best
human
it's gonna get
development.
right there. Meaning of
XX1
life, it's,
one true God 420 Kush XX.
Mountain Dew is what God flooded the earth with. It wasn't just fucking water. What the hell are you talking about?
It was
That's a
Jesus.
euphoric MLK moment.
Noah made the ark out of Mountain Dew, out of Doritos. Okay.
Jesus on that burning bush.
No, but Taco Bell made a taco out of Doritos,
Yeah.
and that's basically the next.
Get all up in that burning bush, yeah.
Taco Bell Dorito tacos are the next Noah's Ark. We're just gonna form
They're
it.
the savior of mankind.
Exodus of lettuce and cat food grade beef.
Oh my god.
They're delicious.
They're
All
so
I rose on the
fucking
third
good.
day
I hate
thanks
it.
to Mountain Dew.
Got my energy due to Mountain Dew on the third day.
Fucking lag. It took me 3 days to respawn.
Oh, God damn.
Oh God, what a terrible fucking joke. Son of a bitch.
At Sky Dandy asks, what is the most valuable thing that you have ever lost, broken, or had taken / stolen from you?
Blackliteattack's dignity.
Wait, they took it
Hey, that
from
wasn't
you?
taken from you. That was taken from me by me.
Huh.
I had my car broken into once, and I was angrier than I've ever been after that. They didn't even take anything, really. They took, like, my work bag, and it had, like, a can of soup. Because I was on night shift, and...
I was gonna eat that for lunch tomorrow!
No, that guy was super,
I
that
too
guy was
had my
super
car broken.
disappointed. Because...
The guy that broke into my car stole a brand new set of golf clubs, which I was very, very angry about. I still haven't replaced those. This was all because Ada didn't shut the door on her side of the car when she got out. She didn't close it all the way. And he
Shots
stole
fired.
2 bottles of cologne and some dollars in change. I was just mad about the golf clubs.
That guy smells real good, and he's going golfing.
For $3.
For $3. He's
sure.
going mini putt, is what he's doing.
With a brand new putter.
And he's not gonna be hungry because he also stole Dan's soup.
Yeah, he stole my soup, that same guy.
Same dude. Car thief. Car thief of Pittsburgh.
I had my original Nintendo DS stolen when I was in high school. That really pissed me off.
But that's...
Get destroyed.
We had our house broken into in college, but the guy ran out because he like cut his hand up a bunch on the door. Like there was blood all over. I was actually home.
Worst criminal
I was
ever.
actually home when it happened, and I didn't know anything had happened at all because we had like a 4-floor house in college, and so I didn't hear it at all. He broke into the basement door, and I came downstairs and there's blood everywhere and a broken pane in the window of the door,
Jesus.
and
I
nothing
really
was
wanted that
missing.
soup.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he really wanted my soup. He came for my soup.
My parents got me the first video iPod when that came out back in, I don't know, I was in high school. I think it was like
The
2005
Stone
or 6.
Age.
Like that really large video iPod, and it was like $400 at the time. And my brother took it to school without me knowing and put it into a gym locker that didn't have a lock on it, and someone stole that. So
Yeah, that's cool.
I wanted to punch him in the face, but brothers, great
I didn't even know
people.
you had a brother.
I have 2.
Well, he doesn't anymore.
They're also named Mark.
I disowned one of them.
I had one until that motherfucker lost my iPod. Now he's dead.
Now he's in several
and
garbage bags.
also my WoW gear. Someone stole all of my WoW gear. They hacked my account. Very valuable stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible. I
In the
don't think
chat,
anything-
we had someone say their Charizard. I remember in this, I think in elementary school, like my best friend had a holographic Charizard, which obviously was a very prized possession, and I think he put like a rock in his pocket at recess, and he wasn't paying attention, running around and stuff, and then he pulled it out, and it was horrifying. Like as a 10-year-old, that was.
It's like
that was
watching
pretty bad.
someone die.
It was pretty bad.
Like, okay, well, first off, the kid learned real quick that you don't fucking put rocks in your pocket, you idiot.
Were you
Second off-
collecting them?
No,
Pokemon
Collecting
or
the
rocks?
rocks or Pokemon?
I had my Pog
Rocks.
collection stolen, actually. The whole Pog collection was stolen.
no, that's
Yeah.
terrible.
Well, I had it for
that's what ended
sale
the
at a yard
90s.
sale. I had it for sale at a yard sale, and somebody just fucking took it. Instead of paying it.
Probably
They're
like
like, "That's a
$5 that he
complete
just couldn't be
slammer,
asked to
something."
pony up.
Is that not just par for the course at a yard sale?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably, I don't
Kinda.
know.
I don't know. Nothing too big. I destroyed a like $150 motherboard.
Yeah, you did do that.
Yeah, you did.
That's pretty rough.
Yeah, if Scott was on, he would tell us about last night.
Yeah, probably.
Send me a sweet image of Jesus playing Call of Duty. It's pretty good.
There's probably something I'm forgetting, but I can't.
All right. At Bram Castle asks, which one of you would win the Grammys and why? Let me preface this by saying Hex actually asked me if I was going to delay this podcast for the fucking Grammys.
Oh, I thought
I
you
want to
said
see
just
Queens of the
someone on
Stone Age
Twitter
play.
asked.
Have they
don't-
played yet on the West
No, it's
Coast?
over, and they cut them off for a fucking Delta Airlines ad. That was great. Well, just
Well,
further
it's
proof.
not over on the West Coast yet.
Well, they're gonna cut it off for a Delta Airlines ad.
Did they give out?
I hate Delta.
Did they give out Grammys for best album cover? Because if somebody photoshopped my Gunner's selfie
shut the fuck
onto their album cover, then probably me. I don't know if that's a category, and I imagine it wouldn't be, but I could see myself
It
on the
is,
cover.
actually.
Like,
Category.
is it really?
Yeah, album
Like
arts.
best-
Yes.
Oh, wow. All right, well, I win. You could totally see me on like one of those like 90s or early 2000s like not quite punk bands like Blink-182 or something. Blink-182 would totally make me an album cover.
You could take the one that I made of you where I put you on top of a mountain that me and Allison went on and just have like a deep quote next to it, and that's your album cover.
I think
It's all ballads.
John would win, or Wonderballs.
Either that or
Wonderballs.
Sean, who is actually a very accomplished musician.
John
Well,
made
yeah.
Wonderballs.
See, everybody's been waiting for the studio version of Wonderballs for so long. It's
Never happened.
The balls.
When it finally comes out, it's going to be like the Half-Life 3 of music.
Pretty much.
It's
Yeah,
part of the
good point.
Half-Life 3
We'll
soundtrack.
monetize the shit out of that song too. Why don't you buy it?
Be a
All right.
billionaire, and you would get a Grammy, which you can then hawk for a couple bucks.
This next question I'm going to read as it is typed as a lesson.
That's a lesson. God. You poor question submitter. I'm so sorry for you.
Super Smash Man 50.
It's
the
already
email.
promising.
Great name.
My question is with the popularity of Twitch, and many popular gaming YouTubers moving to Twitch, and also the birth of many successful Twitch streamers. Wow, there's some young kids streaming apparently. What do you think is going to be the next big website to make such an impact as Twitch in the future? Period.
Casey
My question
trying
is-
to have a baby on stream.
Oh, do you actually give birth on stream? Is that a thing you're allowed to do at Twitch, Sean?
I think I saw that on PlayStation Home.
Probably.
Live Jasmine, I think, has to be the
Pretty
answer
much.
here. That or Battle
Yeah,
Cam.
absolutely. Yeah, it's gonna
Yeah.
be huge.
Yeah.
Battle
I think,
Cam is
Yeah, when is Battlecam gonna get its big break?
dude, if you go to their site, at least 25 billion people are watching Battle Cam according to the numbers
Straight
besides
from the
streams.
horse's mouth that is Alki David.
Yep.
An actual horse's mouth on his face.
So I gotta go with Battle Cam. Anyone where you can watch a man eat poop for money is probably
That is the future of the internet, people. This is why we need net neutrality.
Can't
you
wait.
want to be. So that's my final answer on that question. And with that, Mixify, actually, if
Mixify's
you want a
getting up
serious
there,
Answer,
Mixify solely do like we're all gonna abandon video games for music like AP.
Yeah, we're done. It's funny that everybody is fucking buying whatever you like turntables and shit and other equipment.
Mixers.
Like Nick's gotten some mixers, but Nick's gotten one. I think Jared's got some now that he wants to mess with. Tons of people are doing that shit. It's ridiculous.
It's funny. So
It's a fucking lifestyle.
I see nothing on the horizon as far as this. Mixify is a good answer, a good serious answer to this poorly written question.
And something needs to be done in the music space. I feel like gaming and television and movies and stuff they're been
pretty
handled
strong.
now.
Yeah.
It's music now. We've seen a bunch of things fail. Like we've seen, what was that other one that we used to use
Turntable?
all the time? Turntable.fm.
Yeah.
That's dead.
Yep.
Like, there's going to
RIP.
be something that does music.
Yeah, like sharing music like that. Mixify
Not
is
if
the
the
closest
FPA
thing.
can prevent it.
Yeah, I know, right? But that is it. Episode 126.
That's a
Podcast.
podcast.
In the books.
In the books.
Finish
In the
this
old
bottle of wine yet.
Bookaroos.
Old Bookaroonies.
I finished Sunwell, so
Congratulations.
Yeah. I sold
Progression.
Ramus and sent all the frostweed cloth to Tim so he can get tailoring so we can get heirlooms in the guild.
But
Zulaman.
you can see all of our Twitter handles on the screen right now, so you can follow all of us. All of KBMOD's links are below, including our brand new Game Fan shop, which has sales on stuff, including Dark Souls right now. 5 piqued
And
your
fans.
interest. So you can do that and help support us that way. But
Air gunners or go blind, your choice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Or have horrible spotting of vision and headaches like me, and then have them go away.
You get a cursed pair like mine that whisper ancient arcane secrets. Which I still never got an email back from Twitch or from Gunner support rather.
So
Email me. Like I don't even know if the support email goes anywhere. I think it just redirects to like a fucking paste bin. I don't even.
It automatically prints out of a dot matrix printer, which then feeds directly into a shredder.
Pretty much.
Does it not just redirect to like the WikiHow article on how to wear sunglasses?
that would be amazing. So
It'd be pretty good.
big thanks to Dave for coming on, and Mark
Pleasure.
and Hex for filling in this evening.
Yeah.
And we will see you guys next week for episode 127 of the Game My Podcast.
spoiler alert, we'll all be playing WoW all week.
Yep. You don't even have to listen to the start of the podcast next week. Everybody plays WoW. That's all.
Eagle mode.
Later, bros.
It's actually not bad. Just need to get